How's it going, everyone? It's Joe from Joe's Joe Journeys. Just arrived to Canada's Wonderland, and this is the park that has been on my radar, on my bucket list for the better part of 2 years now. I am really excited to finally be here. This park has 18 coasters, and one of which is a brand new for 2025 launch coaster in Alpenfury that's directly behind me. I'm really excited to get on that, as well as a Giga coaster, a hyper coaster, a dive coaster, as well as a few family coasters, some woody coasters. It's going to be a great day here at Canada's Wonderland. I can't wait to share it with you guys. Let's get the day started. One of the first things to do once I got here is to get the Fast Lane Plus. Let's do it. All right, we are about to walk under the all-new for 2025 Alpenfury. This is surreal. This coaster is going to be insane. I'm hoping it's something like Maverick. That's what I'm going for today. If it's anything like Maverick, I'll be happy. Let's go. Alright, my first coaster of the day is going to be Flight Deck, and this is a Vekoma SLC. It's basically just like a B&M invert, but it's Vekoma. Really looking forward to this. It should be a lot of fun. Hey everybody, just got off with my first coaster of the day, and that is the Flight Deck here in Canada's Wonderland. I have to say, not a huge fan of the restraints. It was a little bit bumpy, and the restraints were just a little big. I wasn't a huge fan of the way it felt, but overall it was an okay ride. It was pretty fun. 5 inversions. Nice little start to the day, but I'm really excited to get on the next coaster. So I think my plan is to ride each coaster once, and then focus on some re-rides. That way we get on everything, and it'll be a great day. So I'm going to start walking and try to find the next coaster as soon as possible. Alright, the second coaster of my day is going to be the Yukon Striker, and that is a B&M dive coaster. It looks a lot like Iron Menace does. I think it's a little bit taller maybe, and it might be a little older. So I'm really looking forward to getting on this one. Should be a lot of fun. I will let you guys know how it is once I get off. Hey everybody, just got off with my first ride of the Yukon Striker here at Canada's Wonderland. I have to say, this is easily my favorite dive coaster so far. This is one of the smoothest coasters there is as far as dive coasters. The view was insane at the top. One side you got a village of Canada, and then the other side you got all the roller coasters that you can see at Canada's Wonderland. I thought it was awesome, a lot of fun, really enjoyed every aspect of it. And then there was also a mini second drop, which I was not expecting, so that was kind of cool as well. Really excited that I got to ride this in the front. Had a blast, and I will probably get a re-ride on this later on tonight. So looking forward to getting on the next coaster. No idea what it's going to be, but I will talk to you guys once I get there. This is a mini dive.
When did they take off?
Next up is the Canadian Mindbuster. This is a PTC wooden. I'm expecting it to be similar to the Viper at Great America, but we'll see what it is once we get off. Hey everybody, just got off of the Canadian Mindbuster here at Canada's Wonderland, and this ride was fun. So the first drop wasn't really all that special. The other drops around it though were awesome. There was definitely some airtime moments on the secondary drops which I enjoyed, and then my favorite part of the ride was definitely the end. There was like a really long turn, and it felt like a helix kind of moment where you were just getting twisted and turned with the helix. It was really awesome. I did not expect that at all. It was definitely PTC unlike any other that I've been on. So really fun ride. I enjoyed it. So now I'm gonna try to find the location to the backlot stone coaster. I know where it is, but I don't know how to get to it. So I'm gonna try to find that, and then also after that will be Behemoth. So really looking forward to getting on those two, and I will see you once I get on. So next up is gonna be the backlot stone coaster, and I actually did this at Kings Island a couple years ago, and it was an interesting ride, not really my favorite. And since then they have rethemed the backlot stone coaster at Kings Island to Queen City Stone Coaster, which I have not done yet. But honestly, this should be an interesting coaster. Hey everybody, just got off the backlot stone coaster here at Canada's Wonderland, and that was a lot better than I remember from Kings Island, I have to say. I was not expecting the launch. That was really fun. And then the part when the ride was in the dark, you had no idea what was coming. Like, they really hit the track well. I really enjoyed that. And it was interesting. I enjoyed it. It was definitely better than I remember it being. So anyway, now we are going to finally get on Behemoth. And this ride reminds me a lot of Nitro. It's a few years newer than Nitro and a little bit taller than Nitro. So I'm really looking forward to doing this one. Same color scheme, which is nice. And yeah, let's get on Behemoth. Now it is time to ride Nitro, also known as Behemoth here in Canada. As you can see, similar color scheme to Nitro, very similar height. This one's a few feet taller, and it was also built a few years later too. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this compares. I'm really excited to ride this one. So let's do it. I'm gonna try to get a front row ride if they let me, and it'll be great. Behemoth was awesome. This is a B&M hypercoaster. It's a few feet taller than Nitro, and it's a few years newer, which is awesome. This train had 2 seats per row, which is interesting. Nitro has 4, and overall it was a fun coaster. I enjoyed it. There was no dull moments on this coaster. It was a lot of fun. The only downside is that I didn't get to pick my row. I was kind of forced to go somewhere in the middle, which, I mean, I understand, but at the same time, I really wish I could have waited for the front, because I have a feeling the hang time would have been that much better. So I'm going to try to get one more ride on this later on tonight before I leave. But I'm pretty sure that I did everything on this side of the park. I'm going to try to find a map to make sure I didn't miss anything. And then I'm going to start heading over to the other side of the park. I think I'm going to try to save Alpenfury for last, just because of how epic that ride is going to be. But overall, I am excited to keep on going. After a quick lunch break, we are back. This time we are going to be doing Thunder Run. This is a Mack powered coaster, and honestly I've never done a powered coaster before that I can name off the top of my head, so it'll be interesting to see what this is like. Let's do it. Just wrapped up my first ride of Thunder Run here at Canada's Wonderland. I have to say, this is a very unique ride. I haven't done really anything like this before. The closest comparison that I have is Skull Mountain, but it's not the same type of ride. Like, the only similarities is that it's indoors and it's not really the fastest coaster, but honestly, beyond that, they're pretty different. Like, this ride is mostly indoors, but you can go outside a little bit, and it's mostly just turns. It's nothing really crazy or anything like that. It was just a solid ride. One thing about this ride is that there's no fast lane for this ride, which is unfortunate because I had to wait almost 25-30 minutes for it, but it is what it is. So I'm going to get on some of the other coasters in this area. There's a few that I haven't gotten on, but I'm going to update you guys as I get off. So I will see you in the next one. This coaster is going to be another Vekoma boomerang. This one is called the Bat. Same as the other ones that we've been on throughout this channel. Another Vekoma boomerang. Let's do it. Bad had some awesome views at the top of the hill, man. I was really impressed. I got to see pretty much every coaster in the park, and it was really awesome to see all of those. As far as the ride itself, it was just like any other boomerang that I've been on. This time I rode in the middle. They kind of picked my seat. I actually got to go in the single rider lane, which is nice because that line is getting pretty long right now, and I probably would not have done this ride if I had to wait in the regular line. So I'm glad I got to do it, and it was closed when I was on Thunder Run, so I'm glad that it opened up and I got to ride it. So I think the next ride for me is going to be Wildebeest, and I'm really looking forward to this. I got to see the ride when I was on the lift hill of the Bad, and it looked awesome. So really looking forward to getting on this one. Should be a blast. Next up is going to be the Wildebeest. This is a wooden coaster by Philadelphia Toboggan Coasters. Should be a blast. Let's do it. Wildebeest was insane. I was not expecting that at all. That was so much hang time to get whooped around like crazy in the back row. It was definitely one of my top 3 coasters of the day so far. That was awesome. And it might be a borderline top 50 coaster for me. It was that good. It's not going to be for everybody just because you get bumped around so much and only certain people could probably handle it. But honestly, I enjoyed it. I love that kind of stuff. So it was a great coaster. I have no complaints. There was plenty of airtime. The lap bar gave you enough room to feel the airtime, which was good. And overall, I just enjoyed the experience. So yeah, it was great. I'm going to probably try to get a re-ride on this later on tonight. Next coaster I think I have is Fly or Dragonfire. I'm not really sure which one it is. It's one of the ones that are over here. I'll let you guys know when I get there. 9th coaster of the day is going to be Fly, and this is basically a wild mouse. Not expecting much from this one. This coaster is also right next to Alpenfury, and as you can see, the line isn't insane right now. Hey everybody, just got off a Fly, and this is the outdoor wild mouse that they have here at Canada's Wonderland. I have to say, out of all the wild mouses that I've done, this is probably one of my favorites. It was really smooth, the drop was awesome, the turns didn't feel like they were too much, didn't whip you around all that much, it was fine. My only complaint is that the wait was very long, and there was no fast lane. But other than that, it was fine. The next thing that I'm going to try to do is Vortex, and that is the suspended coaster here. It's a lot like the Bad at Kings Island. So yeah, we're going to get on that one right now. Of the 3 suspended coasters that I've ever been on, Vortex is definitely my favorite. It's definitely the smoothest. It has some nice views, and overall I think this is what suspended coasters are supposed to be. And I really do appreciate that this ride exists. It was very fun. Glad I got to get on it, and it wasn't that long of a wait compared to some of the others so far. So definitely a great ride. So now I don't really know who the next coasters are. I'm assuming they're in the Snoopy area, which I haven't been to yet. It's probably the next stop. And then, like I said, I'm going to be saving Alpenfury, which is right behind me, and also Leviathan for the very end of the night. I want to try to get night rides on those if I can. So yeah, I'm going to plan on doing the other ones first, and I'll get back over here. Next coaster of the day is going to be Silver Streak, and that is a Vekoma family suspended coaster. We just got off a suspended coaster, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, this should be good. Let's do it.
2, 1, goodbye.
Blue Streak is one of those coasters that are nice transition rides from the little kid coasters to the bigger coasters, and I think that more parks should have coasters like this because that was a very smooth, very enjoyable ride. It felt a lot like a Vekoma SLC, just with no looping. It was very smooth, it was nice, it was good. There's a few more coasters that I have to hit up before I get on the big ones, but I also need to find a place to fill up my water bottle and maybe charge my phone for a little bit because it's starting to die. So I'm going to take a little break from coasters and get back to them in a little bit. This right here is Taxi Jam. This is an E.F. Miller oval coaster, and I don't think I'm going to be doing this one. This is really meant for the little kids, and I feel like I'm a bit too big for this one, so I'm going to skip it. But basically, you're just going to go around in an oval twice. Nothing really too crazy on this one. It's a very much a beginner coaster. I'm gonna skip this one. There's 17 others here. Not really too concerned about missing this one. Up next is the Ghoster coaster. I really have no idea what to expect. I think it's just a kid's coaster, but we'll see how it goes. The coaster is actually a Philadelphia top end coaster is wooden, a family wooden. I did not know that, so should be pretty interesting. Ghoster coaster was an interesting ride. Honestly, the layout reminded me a lot of Wooded Warrior, but I did not get that same hang time feeling that I got in Wooded Warrior. This one just lacked hang time. It was also very tight seating. I felt like I barely fit the seats. It was meant for like families and little kids, not really people like me, but you know what? It was still fun. I enjoyed it. So there's one or two more kiddie coasters in this area. I might skip them. I'm gonna go take a walk and see what they are, because I don't really know. But then it's time for our main events. Leviathan and Alpenfury, the reason why I'm here. Really can't wait to do those ones. The time has come. We are finally in line for one of our two main events of the evening, and that is Leviathan. It's going to be a B&M Giga, and I really can't wait to ride this ride. I am super excited. One of the reasons why I came out all this way to see this ride. Let's do it. Leviathan is my third Giga coaster, and honestly, it might be my favorite. It's definitely rivaling Millennium Force right now, as far as where it falls in my rankings. Definitely better than Orion for sure, and it's top 10 for sure. I need more rides to figure out if I like it more than Millennium Force. I think I do as of now. First ride was insane, and I can't wait to ride it again. That was awesome. One of the coasters that I have to do is Wonderland's Guardian. I don't really know what to expect from this. I had trouble finding it, but I did find it eventually, so we'll see how it goes. Hey everybody, I know it's been a few minutes since I last spoke to you, so my phone died around 6:30, and I was in line for the Wonder Mountain Guardian coaster, and honestly, that coaster is more of a Men in Black ride than it is a coaster. It's really just a dark ride that's on a coaster track, which is fine. I mean, it was nothing special or anything. The one thing that did stand out that I was not expecting on that ride was actually there's a drop. Like the track literally drops at the very end, and I had no idea that was coming. That was pretty sweet. I did not see that coming at all. And overall, but the ride itself wasn't that great. I didn't really enjoy it all that much. Not really my style of ride. But after that, I went over to Alpenfury, and remember I told you that my phone died. I had no concept of time. So I might have been just after 7 o'clock, maybe sometime before 7:10. I don't really know exactly because my phone was dead, and there's no watches or anything around, no clocks or anything. And the ride was closed. They were not letting anybody that wasn't online before 7 p.m. in the line, and I was pretty frustrated about that, because if I had known, if there was some sort of advertisement, some sort of thing on the website that says this ride closes at 7 p.m. on the dot, I would have definitely did the coaster either right away or somewhere in the middle of the day. I would have planned around it to make sure that I got on that coaster. But I was planning to do a night ride, because night rides are usually better for coasters like these. But unfortunately, it just wasn't happening today. I questioned the guy, because I told him, I was like, doesn't the park close at 8? He says, the park closes at 8, this ride closes at 7. And I was like, I was just mad. So what I did after that is I went over to Leviathan. I got 2 more rides on Leviathan, 3 total. And I think it's better than Millennium Force, and I think it's a borderline top 4 coaster for me. Leviathan is that freaking good, man. The front row, you basically can't even feel your face. It is insane. The speed is unlike any other, and it's probably my favorite Giga coaster. If I had to put it in my rankings, I think it's probably 4 right now. Maybe 5. It's right in the ballpark with Top Thrill 2, honestly. That's how good of a coaster this ride is. But after that, I went over to Wild Beast, which apparently that's how they call it in here in Canada. It's spelled Wildebeest, but it's Wild Beast. So that is what I did after I got off of Leviathan. And then I was going to try to go on Dragonfire, but that was closed also by the time I got to it. I had no idea where it was. It was hard to find. But I'm just a little disappointed in this overall experience because on the website, Canada's Wonderland, they advertise the Fastlane Plus, which is the one I got. I don't know if you can see my wristband under my sweatshirt. I don't really want to block the view for you guys, but basically, they advertise it for $79 and a processing fee of $9.99, and I was expected to be somewhere in the ballpark of like $90 for this. But when I got there, they charged me like $160 for this at the gate, which that was a little fishy to me, and I questioned them. I was like, on the website it says 79, and they looked at me like I had two heads. They thought I was crazy. They said that it varies depending on the day, which I mean, I understand that because certain days are busier than others, but at the same time, double the price seems a little bit fishy. But anyway, it goes beyond that. So half the coasters that I rode today didn't even have a fast lane. Like, there was no fast lane entry for, I want to say, at least 6 or 7 of the 14 that I did, which is pretty ridiculous. If you're going to charge that much for a fast lane, at least have the option to do a fast lane for every coaster. Because if I had the ability to do fast lane for all the coasters, like I said, like I was assuming that I did because I got the more expensive fast lane because I wanted to make sure I got on everything, then I would have been fine. Like, I would have been able to do Alpenfury, which was pretty much the whole reason I was here. I was saving for a night ride because I knew the park closed at 8, and I figured it would have been better to do it at night, but you know, the way the park operates, it just is that way. And I was going to try to find a customer service on the way out to talk about it, but it looked like they were all closed, couldn't find one, and I just kind of left a little disappointed. Usually parks treat their guests better, but I guess not here in Canada. But I mean, the rides themselves were fun. If I had to rank the rides, definitely Leviathan #1 for sure, then probably Behemoth. I did not get a second ride on Behemoth because I was going to go over there, but I figured by the time I got there it was going to be closed, and I just didn't even bother. Then probably Yukon Striker 3rd, Wild Beast 4, and then honestly after that, they're all a mix of them. But I mean, yeah, it was a fun day. I just wish that they had better overall customer service here, just because I feel like they could have did more for what I paid. But it is what it is. I got to experience Leviathan, and that is a top 4 coaster for me for sure. But I wish I could have gotten to see Alpenfury up close and in person. I got footage of it for you guys, but I did not get to ride it, so I have no idea how it was or what it was like. But I really hope to get back here one day to ride it, but at the same time, I don't really want to give them any more money because I feel like they kind of ripped me off today. But you know what? That is what it is. I'm in a different country. I'm not in the United States right now. I'm in Canada. You got to remember that things are different in different places, which I understand. But you know what it is? It is what it is. So that is pretty much how my day went. I'm sorry my phone died. I wish there was an outlet somewhere that I could have plugged in. The only outlets that I saw were at the arcade, and I was already running low on time. It was after 7 o'clock by the time my phone died, and I didn't want to miss out on either re-rides on Leviathan or anything else that I got re-rides on. So unfortunately, my footage pretty much ends after that, getting on the Wild Mountain coaster, or the Wonder Mountain coaster, that's what it's called. Sorry about that. And yeah, I apologize again. I wish I could have gotten some Alpenfury reactions for you guys, but instead you got a little mini rant on Canada's Wonderland customer service. So a little bit different, and I know I'm doing this from my car, and I apologize, but my phone is in the charger in my car, and I need to invest in a good portable charger because the portable charger that I have died on me. And it was when I was on line for the Thunder Run coaster, and that was pretty early in the day, so didn't really have the best experience that I wanted. And would have been nice to have a second day here maybe, and that would have ensured that I got on Alpenfury, but I'm pretty limited on time, and I don't really have the ability to stay another day. So unfortunately, it kind of is what it is. Maybe I'll get back here next year, or at some point in the future. I have so many things I want to do next year that I don't think it's going to happen next year, but we'll see. I might be able to squeeze it in on a day. But yeah, so anyway, as far as my plans for the rest of the summer, or the summer's over, but I guess the rest of the fall, I would like to get back to Six Flags New England one last time, because I've been there twice this year, I think already, but I have not vlogged it yet. And I would like to vlog it for you guys, and I feel like that would be a good vlog because it's pretty close to where I'm living currently. And then I would like to also get to Kings Dominion and maybe Busch Gardens, and if I get to both of those parks, I'll easily be at 200 coaster credits by the end of the summer, despite not getting on Alpenfury. So yeah, That's what you guys have to look forward to. I'm not really going to promise King's Dominion or Busch Gardens this summer. I really hope that I get there. If I do, it'll be late October sometime. It'll probably be on a Thursday and Friday, because I saw that Busch Gardens is open on Thursdays and King's Dominion is open on Fridays, and I'm off on both of those days. So there's a chance that I can get there at some point on late October on one of those weekends. We'll see, but no guarantees. But yeah, so I just wanted to say I apologize for not being able to get on Alpenfury. Not really my fault. I guess it kind of is, because I didn't really look into it all that much. I thought I was going to be fine, but I should have looked into it a little bit more, and I would have realized that I needed to be in line a little bit sooner. But it is what it is. Tomorrow I'm going to be bringing you Six Flags Darien Lake, and that is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to a few rides there. So I will see you all in the next vlog, and I thank you for watching this video. I hope you understand, and I apologize if there was any disappointment in today's vlog. I hope you have a great day.